oh, I come home at night, you've been a bad girl, you haven't cleaned the house, and I get so angry I yell, I divorce you. I wake up in the morning, I change my mind, I was only kidding, you've used up one of your divorces. If you do it 3 times, you can't take her back without what's called intervening marriage. It's all in the Quran. It's very interesting. Judaism is traditional Judaism isn't very much, isn't very much more attractive in that area. And in Israel, how do they counter this now? How do they force the man to divorce the woman when she doesn't want to stay married to him anymore in Israel, the religious courts?
Brute force.
No, what they do is if a woman wants to divorce a man and the rabbis consider she has good grounds, for his behavior and otherwise to divorce him, and he refuses to give her the divorce, the get, they stick him in prison. Like we do journalists here now, who won't reveal their sources. They stick him in prison until if he wants to get out of prison, he's got to give the woman the get. That is, he's got to give her the bill of divorcement. And he can sit there and rot for some years until he finally gives up. I don't think there are many cases of people finally, not giving in the case to the religious courts. But that's how they do it now.
Does it work both ways if the woman won't grant a divorce?
Say it again? I don't get it.
Never mind, it wouldn't work the other way.
No, explain what you mean.
I was saying if a woman asks for a divorce, but a woman can't ask for a divorce.
She can.
Oh,
she can go to the courts and ask the courts, and then the courts do this.
But if a man asks for a divorce...
Oh, he doesn't have to ask for it. He just gives her a divorce.
And the woman can't refuse?
No. I mean, she can, but I'm sure there are ways of going to the rabbi. This is, you see, Israel is a country that's not under French law. They don't have a constitution in Israel yet. They have not what they call a basic law because they couldn't get everyone to agree on it because of too many different groups. I wrote all about this in my first PhD thesis. It's called Islamic Law in Palestine and Israel, but it treats the area of personal status quite well. Israel is an Ottoman successor state. In the Ottoman Empire, before these states like Israel, Jordan, Lebanon, Egypt, Syria, Iraq, and so on were formed, Ottoman law was beginning to westernize and even took the French civil code into part of its judicial background. But in personal status, it had what was called millets. Millets were national groupings, and it recognized all these millets, Armenian millets, Jewish millets, and all the other minorities, Kurds, and so on. So all these other groups were considered a national entity under Ottoman law, and their personal status was left to them. The state did not interfere with personal status within the millets. They allowed the millets to conduct divorce, marriage, adoption, maintenance. Am I losing you here? Okay, so today in Israel, as a successor state, it's still that way. Personal status among Christians is run by Christian church law, whatever, canon law, whatever it is. Different Christian groups. There's Catholics, there's Protestants, there's Greek Orthodox, and so on. Personal status among Jews is run by the rabbinic courts. They don't allow civil marriage in Israel yet. Israelis go to Cyprus to get married. There's huge fights here to change that. In fact, I think one of the new cabinet, the extreme rightists are all Russian Jews. They want to come into the cabinet, but the Sephardi religious party that's in the cabinet is having conversations, just read it today, conversations with them, and the conversations are breaking down over what? Guess what? Civil marriage. The Sephardis do not want to give of course, no rabbi wants to give his power up, do not want to give the power of marriage up to the civil authorities. The Russian Jews who are used to civil marriage from Russia, they all want civil marriage. So, these are things. Okay, I'm going to keep you a second more here and then we'll break. Just let me finish this. Answer. Let's see. Where were we? Come on, this book is falling apart. I should have gotten one of your books. Mine's falling apart. Let's see here. In the eyes of every Israelite, without exception, submission to the prince is the first of its duties. Oh boy, they're so obsequious here, aren't they? Here we are, you know, we've done the surrender to Caesar, we consider you, you know, we're still surrendering. Consequently, they can no longer consider as valid the repudiation pronounced by rabbis. You see, in Israel, this is not happening. Since to make it valid, it must have been previously pronounced by competent tribunals. For in like manner as by an arrest of the council government, the rabbis could not, anyway, they go on like that. What are they doing? They're surrendering on the issue of marriage and divorce to the state to civil marriage. And no fight whatsoever here. The next question. The law does not say, can a Jewish marry a Christian, and so on. The law does not say a Jewess cannot marry a Christian, nor a Jew a Christian woman, nor does it say that Jews can only intermarry among themselves. And this is really crafty. The only marriages expressly forbidden by our law were to Canaanite nations. Ammon, Moab, Egyptians. Oh, they're saying our Bible only covered those things, therefore the other things aren't covered. There, so that's really funny. We'll take a break. I'll see you guys at about 20 of them. I'm sorry I kept you over. Very funny, don't you think? I guess you don't think so. Am I the only one who finds this funny? Really?